CSR policy of Six Label has several strengths, including its commitment to sustainability, ethical sourcing, and employee well-being. That is the positive aspects. These initiatives contribute to a positive brand image, that is the goodwill, enhanced employee morale, that is the motivation factor increases, and stronger community ties, that is the organizations which are working under the same notion, under the same slogan, they are too going to be within your company, that is at the meetups or annual AGM meetings. However, there are areas for improvement, such as expanding the environmental initiatives into which include the carbon neutrality and addressing the high costs associated with the ethical practices. Just read it right now. When you are including these, possibilities in the production of your daily life of the product in the organization, there are drawbacks attached to it, but you need to fight with them. You cannot eliminate them, but we are always fighting with it. Additionally, the company must be cautious of being perceived as engaging in the greenwashing as well. That is, you're not all the time promoting good products in the market or good packaging, branding in the market. You need to see facism, blackish as well at the same time. Clear?
Ma'am, can you explain once again the last one of the greenwashing ones? Didn't understand that one. The last point, yeah, the greenwashing one. It's like given like they're very cautious about
Or being
engaging in
perceived as engaging in greenwashing. That is, we're not going to be indulging every time in the good cause, that is the CSI practices. You need to be a bit vigilant too at the same time. All the time we're promoting the product, we are working on the CSI natives, we are having excellent product quality. That is going to zitch the consumers plus the employees as well. So you need to work everything side by side, a balancing and equilibrium. Clear?
Yes, ma'am, not clear.
Now again, this is 3.2 amalgamation of 2 points, but the crux is same. That is, make recommendations for responsible business practice to benefit different stakeholders. So here the key word is first, make recommendations and recommend. Both the command verbs are actually kind of same under the command verb description document, which you people have, the PDF. And the question keywords are benefit to different stakeholders. For both the new and old specification, the points are same, which we will be discussing right now. Okay, this means using the conclusion to suggest ways forward, that is first highlighting the problems and advantages, and then how we can improve it. Revisit and judge the merit of endorse a proposal or course of action advocate in the favor of. That is whatever is you think as a writer of your document is going to be the best recommendations, you have to jot it down. Recommendations for the responsible business practices to benefit different stakeholders. To strengthen the sixth label, this is not compulsory that we continue the example, but if it's possible, we can. You need to discuss that with Dr. Lakshmi. I'm sure you have a class with her for this course, or you are done with the assignment. Not sure about it.
No, ma'am. We just started with you for the first time.
Okay. The goal is to foster an long-term sustainability, improve relationship with the stakeholders, and ensure the business thrives in a responsible manner. Now, again, the goal for the being benefiting towards the stakeholders, the people who are indulged in the organization, who are paying, who are investing, who are giving time, they again need money back and a motivation from ourselves as well. That is the workers and the consumers too. Stakeholders, simple, they are consumers, government, employees, entrepreneurs, and so on.
Ma'am, this one is also, we don't have, this one also not given in our indicative contents, right?
No, these are from the indicative content.
Oh, these are from,
benefits, benefits to the different stakeholders. It's under this heading. So you'll find, because they're very easy. You need to relate the CSR practices with the stakeholders. First one is always a consumer. Let's read about it. Increase transparency and product sustainability. Transparency means that you are being opaque, you are not faking up. And sustainability means that you are making the product prolonged for a longer period of time, more than 5 years. Consumers increasingly prefer companies that provide clear, honest information about the sourcing and environmental impact of their products. By focusing on transparency in the supply chain and product sustainability, Six Label can align with the consumer expectations. This is just for the example purpose of the organization. It's not up to like a notion that you need to continue the example of 3.1 in 3.2. When you are doing it, you are going to do that according to the task wise, how it has requested you to work. Then the action, it provides detailed information about the ethical sourcing, that is from where we are buying the raw material. Sustainable materials, the one which are prolonged. Okay, one more thing. The recycled materials, they are not of good quality because they are being recycled not for the first time, not for the second times. Up to three, four times they are being recycled, and then we get the product, the final product. And environmental impact on the product labels and websites. That is, you should use biodegradable one, the one which we discussed earlier too. For example, Patagonia, a global clothing brand, it's a multinational, it's not an SME. You need to keep this in mind. Openly shares the origin of their materials, the environmental impact of their process, and advocates for the second-hand sales of their products. This approach has boosted consumer trust and loyalty. Again, it's a big brand among the global athletes, but again, they are working on the recycled materials. Benefit. Consumers will feel more connected to the company's values and will be more likely to become repeat buyers. That is, being loyal to the brand and they're going to buy the product again and again. Now, I could discuss the benefit directly as well, but this is the reason why I'm just adding a bit of discussion and detail to make you sure and to know you people that when you will be doing it in the assignments, it doesn't mean starting with the benefits directly because there the only word is given customer first. You need to tell that why this is a benefit. What is the benefit? And for how long period it is going to sustain in the pollution. Okay? You people just write one or two lines, that's not correct. Increase consumer satisfaction from the knowledge that their purchase align with their values. That is, whatsoever they are paying, they're worth it. It's worth it. For example, I'm paying 10,000 rupees for a service or a haircut in a very renowned salon. I'm not only going to get the haircut. First, I'm going to get the pre-wash, then the protein treatments, then the absolute repairs, then the haircut, then the wash, then the dry or a blow dry, whatever I want. So there is a whole process. But if I go to the local salon or a spa or a parlor, they will be charging me, I think, 4 or 5. But it's going to only be a haircut, no wash, nothing. This is what the main criteria of the CSR product is. Normal people are going to enjoy the product. For example, a t-shirt. A CSR brand loyal person is also going to buy a t-shirt. But the process to which it has been gone, we're paying for that. Shareholders, the people who invest in the company. Recommendation, integrate CSR into financial performance metrics. Shareholders are often concerned with the both financial performance and long-term value creation. That is, they don't work for the shorter period of time. Their thinking abilities for the longer period of time. Integrating CSR initiatives into financial goals can demonstrate that responsible practice can lead to profitability. Action could be develop the KPIs that measures the financial impact of CSR activities like cost savings from the energy efficiency, brand loyalty, lower turnover rates. These are the KPIs indicator. Just like performance indicator, mock performance metric, we can work on the turnover rates as well, that the people should not leave the organization by motivating them, by giving them the fringe benefits, being loyal towards the brand. For example, Unilever links a portion of executive compensation to sustainability goals, showing the shareholders that the CSR aligns with the financial success. See, real life organizations too are working under these notions. Benefit. Shareholders will have clear evidence that the CSR investments drive long-term profitability and sustainability, reducing the risk. First thing is, we do not eliminate the factor of risk. There is a risk associated with each and every step which we take, but the percentage or percentile is reduced a lot when we are using the CSR notion in the organization. A positive reputation, a goodwill, will attract ethical investors and improve stock performance because you're not going to get the legit return way too soon. But after a few years, they will be loyal to towards your company, and the rate of return is going to be doubled. Owners, entrepreneurs, align CSR with the core business strategy, just like objectives, vision statement. The CSR should be attached towards it. Not only profit maximization, satisfying the consumer rates. We need to talk about the CSR there too. Business owners need CSR efforts to be aligned with the company's long-term business goals to ensure profitability. It shouldn't be an add-on, but part of the core business strategy. That is an utmost desire to inculcate with the CSR practices all the time. Conduct an audit of current business strategies. That is what actually the business is going on with, whether everything, the things which are being utilized in the production of the goods and services, they are ethically sourced. Then what do we have? Reducing the carbon footprint while improving the cost, like reducing carbon footprint while improving the cost efficiency. Reducing carbon footprint, again, the same thing, uh, eliminating the factor of methane and carbon dioxide and being utilized with more oxygen by afforestation, planting more trees. For example, IKEA has incorporated sustainability into its business strategy by aiming to become a climate positive company by 2030, focusing on using renewable energy. IKEA has incorporated sustainability into its business strategy by aiming to become a climate positive company by 2030. 5 years left, focusing on using renewable energy and reducing wastage. This is the notion which they have planned. It's not true whether they will be able to achieve it or not. Although IKEA is a big name, people drive crazy to go there, do shop in the warehouses too. But again, it takes time to be compatible enough with the competitors. Benefits CSR activities will become financially stable, sustainable, aligning owners' goals of profitability with the social and environmental impact. That is, you're going to satisfy the owners too, because ultimately they are the one who are taking the head decisions. You cannot make them angry or go beyond their decisions. So everything is very important that how you tackle the situation when it comes regarding any CSR practice or increasing the welfare of employees. Strengthen brand equity and reduce long-term risk by addressing the future regulatory pressures or market shifts towards sustainability. That is, seasonal shifts, if I talk about. In winters, more warm clothes are required as compared to the summer, but it depends on the rain as well. Different countries, different states, time zones, and so on. Clear?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have suppliers. Recommendations is establish strong ethical by building long-term relationship with the suppliers based on ethical and fair trade principles. Six stable can ensure sustainable practices and stable the pricing in the supply chain. That is the whole relation or the chain which is going in the supply chain from the supplier till the consumer. Everybody who is involved in the process, the stability should be perfectly fine, because if the relation with the supplier is going good, then this means you're going to have a good product in the end too, and there is not going to be any hassle among the producers. Introduce a supplier audit program ensuring suppliers adhere to the labor rights, environmental standards, fair wages, offer support to smaller suppliers to help them meet these standards, just like other audit programs for different departments in the industry, in the company. We have the supplier audit programs too, because most of the time the relation of the credit purchases is going on with the supplier and producer. We are enjoying the raw material first and paying them afterwards, just like credit sales. For example, Nestle launched the Nestle Cocoa Plan to support the small farmers by ensuring fair wages and improving the sustainability practices. This was for the cocoa, chocolate, cocoa, which we get from the plants. So there was a notion or an agreement between them to get the finest quality of chocolate from them. Cocoa. Benefit reliable and ethical suppliers will secure sustainable company supply chain while ensuring the products meet ethical standards. You're going to get a good product raw material, but with that, you need to abide by the standards too, which are by the government. Laws, taxations, regulatory frameworks, and so on. Improve relationships and stability within the supply chain, which could lead to the better pricing terms and innovation. You cannot get the cheap product, but it could be a better price. For example, there are bakery in Islamabad like Lufology Brew, where you get the gluten-free breads and other things as well, eatable things, but they are way too expensive from the competitive price going on in the market. If I compare the Zeeb Bakers here, we get I think a bread of 300 or 350 something. But if I go to Lufology or the other one, Brew Cafe, I'm going to get it for 900,000 plus. Just because of the quality, just because of the ethical practices they're taking into account. And the people who are associated with these bakeries, they are quite in niche number. That is, their targets are always people with the high end. Um Improve relationship and stability within the supply chain, which could lead to better pricing terms and innovation. Again, uh, just including the factor of changing rapidly, we can work on the pricing terminologies as well. That is giving the consumers a mediocre price, not too high, not too less, a middle one, an equilibrium one, and being innovative at the same time. Reducing up with new techniques, new things, giving kind of offers to them, buy one, get one free, and so on. Lastly, we have environment. Again, this is a stakeholder. Why environment is a stakeholder? I'll only be reading a benefit right now because ultimately we are getting and fetching the resources from where? You're talking about CSR all the time. We are actually having the factor from the environment too. Reduced environmental footprint will attract the eco-conscious consumers, improve regulatory compliance, and lower the operational cost. Eco-conscious consumers means the people who are always buying the eco-friendly products. Improving the regulatory compliance when you are following the rules and regulations by the government for the organizations which are only using CSR practices, you are going to be rewarded as well. Maybe you are going to penalized with the tax free for a certain month. Maybe you're going to be awarded in certain ceremony. Lower operational costs, the expenses, and that's true. The daily expenses they do get less. Why? Because we are working on the raw materials, on the product materials which are being utilized to make a value added or the finished product. They are already recycled. Positive brand image and market positioning in the growing environmentally conscious consumer segment. Consumer segment uh, among the youth, among the adults, among the toddlers changed because we had different departments even in the notion of consumer segment. So they know how to target people out. Just concluding it, implementing these changes in the sixth label CSR policy will increasingly or significantly benefit the stakeholders. Enhancing transparency, first thing, what it is actually contributing, ethical sourcing, community engagement, and environmental sustainability will not only improve the stakeholder relationships, but also contribute to long term financial success. For a shorter period of time, the profit element is being borne, but afterwards, you are going to be very happy to be associated with the company. By aligning CSR goals with the business strategy, the company can maintain the profitability while fulfilling its social and environmental responsibility. That is, enjoying the money factor, enjoying the reputational factor, both at the same time. These changes are essential for creating a future proof, responsible business that responds to evolving stakeholder expectations. Because stakeholders are the people who invest in the organization, so they do have the, you can say, and with that, expectations and some regard from the company too, that they're going to get some extra edge from you people. That's it. These are the references which you can consult. and we are done with the lecture. Inshallah, in the next class, I'll be briefing you about 3.3 and 3M1. Okay.